Uh-oh. Here we go.
The first time I've ever had a sustained knee injury where I had to okay, you got to get off your feet. I knew as soon as when the impact happened with me and DiVincenzo, I felt it right away. My knee locked up, and that's why I stayed on the ground for quite a minute to see if the knee will kind of release a little bit, and that's the MCL injury that I had. So 4 to 6 weeks, the docs told me. I have 4 or 6 weeks now. That's the benefit. That's the benefit.
But that shouldn't be too surprising since he does it every time he loses.
Pretty much played the last 3 games with a broken hand, so.
My ankle was the only thing that was kind of bothering me. Well, obviously bothered me in the later stage of the season.
I tore a tendon in my foot. Went to the LeBron James of feet.
We was just hit with injuries after injuries after injuries, and it's hard to come back from that.
Even if we would have won game, at 5 at home, I would have probably missed 6 and 7, and even further. But
he said it was a grade 2 MCL sprain. Game 5.
Now, we are used to this. We are used to seeing LeBron James come up with every excuse in the book. We are now hearing more new excuses for losing. Just, you are old, man. You are a bum. You're like Jalen Brunson 1.0. You're a bum. And the thing is, nobody wants to see you anymore. It's over. There's no need for you to continue down this road. It's not about impeding. It's about direction. Hit the like button coming through the door, y'all. Because this is only going to continue to get more spooky. Now, it's not about Pistons or all that stuff. This is about basketball. And if you love the game of basketball, you already know LeBron is the master of making excuses. He's done it every time. There's so many excuses that he tells, and it's been going back for so long that people forgot all the excuses LeBron used to give. That's how crazy this man is. Absolutely crazy. So the fan base is just as delusional. And now that they're dwindling, they're going to need a new parasite. They're parasites, so they need a new host to grab on to, because LeBron is getting ready to fade, and they're holding on to the last string. They don't want to let it go. So now, what are we going to see next? That's the $1 million question. Now, when you start seeing people who don't take action the way it's supposed to be, and they keep trying to change the rules every time to fit their own lying little narratives, is met with disdain and distrust.
Fuck, how did me and Luka lose?
Right, no.
Well, yeah. Well, there's 8 other guys on the floor.
Yeah.
There's many reasons why this excuse isn't valid, but to keep things as simple as possible, here's the 4 players responsible for the Lakers' offense for him and Luka losing.
I don't lose sleep over that. Fuck, how did me and Luka lose?
Right, no.
Well, yeah. Well, there's 8 other guys on the floor.
There's
So he don't lose sleep worried about how they lose because there's 8 other guys on the floor. Hell no, he ain't coming to Detroit. He coming to Detroit only when they on the schedule. This bum will not remain with the Los Angeles Lakers. He's like, he blamed the homies. Absolutely. First thing out the gate.
Many reasons why this excuse isn't valid, but to keep things as simple as possible, here's the 4 players responsible for the Lakers offense in the series. Here's the 4 players responsible for the Timberwolves offense.
Now, this is the Minnesota excuse. Now, Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, Naz Reid, and Jaden McDaniels versus what you had. And you chose to blame all of them over yourself. See, what LeBron does is feed the media excuses. And once he feeds the media excuses, everybody starts going along with it. Well, LeBron's been doing this for so long. Why would they change anything now? He's been doing the same lying for years. Why would anything change now? You know people love the way LeBron lies. How many how many lies do we have? How many times have we seen this man literally bold-faced just lie? I'm serious. This guy has done nothing but lie his entire time. We're so used to it, we just say, there go LeBron again. Mm-hmm. Now, when we're going to start taking the appropriate steps to correct those lies? Why are we letting the lies stand? This man did not break his hand. This man is the reason for all of his post-game losses. People are sick of it. I'm sick of it.
But the NBA probably at some point needs to look in this altitude thing. It seems like hold up, Nick.
As great of a player as LeBron James is, he's also very good at making excuses after a loss. In this video, we're going to look at some of LeBron's best excuses. Let's get started.
What's the challenge mentally and emotionally after you lose such a heartbreaking game?
I mean, yeah, of course it's a heartbreaking game. You don't ever want to lose in that fashion. I don't understand what's going on in the replay center, to be honest. I think I said it this year or last year, whatever. D'Lo clearly gets hit in the face on the drive. Replay center, this is going to go. It doesn't make sense to me. It makes no sense to me. It bothers me. I'm sorry I didn't answer your question, but that shit is like.
Regardless of that foul call, the Lakers were still up 10 going into the fourth quarter, and they just had a 20-point lead, but they blew their lead late in the game and ended up losing. The refs did not impact that outcome.
Well, first question, Joe, on the left side, second row.
Joe Varden, Cleveland.com. LeBron, we're just learning about your hand injury, and we can obviously see the brace. Can you take us through what happened and if it caused you any problems over the final 3 games?
Post game after game 1, very emotional. For a lot of different reasons, understanding how important a game 1 is on the road for our ball club. What would that done for us? The way we played, the calls that was made throughout the course of that game. I had emotions on, the game was taken away from us. I had emotions of you just don't get an opportunity like this on the road. I let the emotions get the best of me and pretty much played the last 3 games with a broken hand. So,
out of all of LeBron's excuses, this one is definitely his best, and it's because it has multiple layers. First, he's blaming the loss on his hand that's supposedly broken, but he's also blaming J.R. Smith, who made such a brutal mistake in game 1, it caused LeBron to break his own hand. Either way, it's not his fault. It's not LeBron's fault for losing the finals, and it's not his fault for injuring himself. Total genius.
Obviously, my first year in Miami, we had a big 3. And everyone said it's a super team this, super team that. But we had to build our team around all minimum guys, which was still okay, but we didn't fill out the complimentary guys enough. Yeah, we had Rio, we had Udonis, but we didn't have enough as far as enough complimentary guys to actually make it all work. And we still made it to the finals. And we still probably should have won the finals, but I still give credit to you. Listen, it is what it is.
To LeBron's credit, he admitted that the 2011 finals was his worst series ever, but to say that your team wasn't good enough after assembling the big 3 and getting on stage saying the Miami Heat were going to win 7 championships.
Not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Is a crazy statement and just a flat out excuse. Your team was good enough from the very beginning. That's why you made it to the finals, and you would have won if you just played better.
It is so apparent that no matter what you did, we just had an advantage.
Yeah. Never practiced anything besides 2 bigs, a point guard, a small forward, and a shooting guard. And then, fuck, you guys win. And it's like, we've geared up all, we had Big Z, Anderson Varejao, myself, Delonte, and Mo Williams. I mean, you guys are out there with Dwight, Rashard, Hidu, Jameer, Pietrus,
Courtney
Lee. You guys are out there with what the league is to now.
You know what, looking back on that team that I think was so important, because I talk about this all the time now, Jameer Nelson could shoot 3s out of pick and roll.
Yeah.
So Jameer Nelson was out for that entire series, which means the Orlando Magic didn't have their all-star point guard. It was essentially LeBron and role players versus Dwight Howard and role players. And Dwight Howard won. To go down the line and basically blame all of your teammates for not being as good as the other team is a crazy excuse. I mean, that's what this video is about. So this built-in excuse comes from a mysterious foot injury right before the playoffs.
What was the injury you're dealing with?
The injury I was dealing with? I tore a tendon in my foot.
And that's normally longer than a 4-week recovery process.
It is.
When did you get a sense of you would have a plan to get you back faster than what the normal kind of routine is on that?
When the doctors told me I was healing faster than anybody I've seen before with the injury.
Did anyone ever suggest surgery?
Yeah, 2 doctors.
Why did you decide against it?
Because I went to LeBron James of feet.
What?
and he told me I shouldn't.
Did any?
I'm not done. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Are you going to need surgery on this after this season?
I don't know. Right now, I don't need it, so we'll see what happens. I'll probably get another MRI at the end of the season, and go from there. But if I end up having to get surgery after the season, you guys won't know. I don't talk to you guys in the off season, and by the time next season starts, I'll be fine. I'll be ready to go.
What country is LeBron James' feet based on? What country is
I don't know. I have no idea.
You just heard what LeBron had to say about his injured ankle. Well, these highlights are from the same game after the injury took place. So according to LeBron, he tore a ligament in his foot. It was a very serious injury, and the doctors told him that he should get surgery. He went to the LeBron James of feet, healed faster than anybody in history. And we won't hear about this injury beyond this season. Or, hear me out on this one, the injury wasn't that serious, and LeBron just wanted to load manage a little bit before the playoffs. But he exaggerated how bad the injury was, so when the playoffs came around, he would have an excuse. So there you have it. Those are some of LeBron's best excuses. Let me know in the comments what you guys think is LeBron's craziest excuse. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.
Now, I like that video. Shouts out to that young man, Black Books. But let's get to the gist of it. This man has been doing this from earlier in his career. This is a man who got dunked on in his camp and had Nike destroy the footage. But people was able to get the footage out anyway. But LeBron James has done this considerably. Now, let's take a look even more into this and unpack it further. Now, if we're going to unpack this, is that Zay? Hey, I don't know where you've been. I hit you up with the email, though. Now, if we look at this and we unpack it, let's unpack it from the very start. When we start talking about LeBron James and his excuses with the media and the people that work with that cover the Lakers that I know that are now, they went and got their own YouTube channels and became popular. So, these guys were like my sources. We know them through the boxing world, through sports. They weren't really beat writers. All they did was record with their cameras and make footage and videos to highlight the NBA. To the NBA would grab them and bring them along. They were allowed to go in and film and record all of this behavior. So guys that you didn't know who they were, they had their own channels. You ever heard of Swish Culture? I'm quite sure you've seen a lot of their videos, right? But you didn't know. Sino knew. So we already shown we didn't have enough to win against Dallas, right? Did you know the whole implanted situation, Delonte West, they lost to Boston and LeBron quit. It was because of Delonte West and his mama's situation. So that whole situation that was going on caused them to lose. Oh, yeah. I've heard the whole rumors that LeBron threw all that to the media. Once he found out, he threw it to the media to have an implanted excuse in case something goes wrong. He knew they weren't going to beat Boston. Yeah, he was upset about the Delonte West situation, but again, who could forget the cramps? The Miami Heat cramp situation. Oh, LeBron is cramping. LeBron is cramping up in San Antonio. San Antonio knew what they were doing. They cranked the heat up. You play in Miami. You come from Miami. You come to Texas. And you said they cranked the heat up? Or what? The AC? What you mean? They turned the AC off and made it real hot in there? They knew what they were doing. No, what they knew that was happening and that was taking place there was quite simple. They knew you weren't accustomed to change. They knew you weren't ready for what was going to come. The biggest part or the biggest excuse, LeBron James, the lowest he's ever went to cover himself, wasn't that. Because this time around, the media is turning against him. They're not buying it. His apologists are going with his BS, and everybody else is like, nah, they're not buying it. But the LeBron excuse for when he lost and was losing and struggling against Dallas, another excuse came out the blue, just created out of thin air. No, it was LeBron James' wife is sleeping with Rashad Lewis. She's having an affair with Rashad Lewis in the middle of the NBA Finals. Now, they weren't married yet. Rashad Lewis was getting so much backlash. How would it be running if we did a 9-hour live stream last night? LeBron James leaks a story about his wife, his girlfriend, his baby mother at the time, having an affair. You would rather that be out there about your wife?
Tonight, game 5 going down. And yo, man, H-Town's own Rashard Lewis has been having this ridiculous rumor going around all day long about LeBron James' baby mama. I got Rashard on the phone right now. Rashard, what's up, dude?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, dude. Yo, I know it's been a crazy day for you. Been this big old rumor going around that you and LeBron's baby mama had something going on. LeBron just had a terrible game in game 4, scored only 8 points. And now they're saying that you and his girlfriend had this fling. What's really happening, man?
I have no idea. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I went with my regular day of working out. I come home and I hear the same rumors. So I can most definitely say that those rumors are 100% false. They're not true. I don't know how it came up. I mean, I think, if anything, I don't know, they need to let the man play. You know, he's trying to win a championship and putting all this negative stuff out about him. They don't never mess with his head.
Right,
And they need
right.
to leave the man alone. Let him play. He's in the NBA Finals. Let him go out there and win him a championship. This is crazy. I can't believe it.
Do you even know LeBron's baby mama?
I never met her before. And I reached out to, actually spoke to his stepfather, his father that raised him, to send a message to him to let him know that it's 100% false. As well as he said on their side of the camp, they know it's not true. They don't believe it. Told me not to worry about it at all. Told him to go out there, play his game, and go out there and play conscious free.
And this has been all over Twitter. Now, you have no Twitter name, right? You don't even have a screen name.
I erased it like 3-4 months ago, before the season ended.
Yeah.
And supposedly there's a fake page out there of me, but I'm letting you know now I have no Twitter page.
Okay, so we're going to let everybody know all rumors, all stories of Rashard Lewis having any affair with LeBron James' girlfriend, baby mama, is completely false.
Completely false. I mean, come on, man. We the NBA, we're a small sorority. We're like brothers, and you don't do that to a brother. So that's something I would never do. I would never cross that line.
All right, there you have it, man. Rashard Lewis, El Sakai, man, straight from H-Town, did not do the deed. The rumors are completely false. Rashard, appreciate your time, brother.
All right, thank you, man.
That's what it is, right?
So LeBron's media team decided, let's leak out this. So this is why LeBron can't play well. Same excuse he used for him not playing well in the Boston series. Delonte West is sleeping with his mama. How did anybody find that out? LeBron Tide leaked it. LeBron team leaked it. They leaked it to the media about his own mama. And as soon as that happens, what went down? You throw Rashard Lewis under the bus because they put you out the playoffs previously when you was in Cleveland. When you were supposed to play Kobe, you got eliminated. Never made the finals. This dude is so upset. I guess he missed the live stream last night. I don't know how he missed a 9-hour live stream, but he's in here talking about the New York Knicks, the team that's being carried, and wants to engage in a Knicks conversation. Well, thank you for your super chat. But here's the deal. Oh, this person will completely disappear once they lose to the West. Not concerned. Now, so that's hilarious. Right. So this man would throw anybody under the bus for his own image. Then it's every excuse every year. Oh, well, my foot. My doctor said my foot would never be, my ankle would never be the same again. Then retire. Guys, I broke my hand after game one. Yep, after what happened in game one, where we were going to overtime, and I just quit in overtime and didn't score in overtime. In the back, I hit this backboard, broke my hand. Never grimaced once. Oh, my MCL, yeah, I damaged it. They said 4 to 6 weeks. Yet, LeBron got up, played in the game, pretended and faked like he had a knee injury, But he got up and played the rest of the game, didn't grimace once. Why? Because there's always been somebody else's fault. This is a lack of leadership. This is why people don't trust him. And he's choked in the playoffs. He doesn't have any defining NBA Finals moments. The only thing he has is a chase down block in the finals. That's it. You can't find a NBA Finals game of LeBron that they would show besides Ray Allen hitting the shot. That's the only Miami Heat game they show. You don't see anything from the OKC series, his first championship. He does not have any defining moments in any of those games. They don't even air them. They don't even air his second championship. Except for that game 6 when Ray Allen hits the shot, where LeBron was going to be blasted in the media for choking another championship away. Because people see what it is. This man gets everything he wants, then complains and wants people when it fails. How can Rob Pelinka be fired when Rob Pelinka's job was to do everything you asked? Rod would make one move. That's just his move. The rest is all up to you. This is the first year they said, screw listening to you. You were so arrogant. They drafted Bronny for you, and you didn't even appreciate it. They are not drafting Bryce. Sorry. Ain't gonna happen. Every year, foot injury. Oh, my knee. Oh, it was my hand. Oh, the refs. There's something going on with the review. There is an excuse every time for this man. Nobody's buying the excuses no more. Well, Rick has been taking, I wouldn't say shots. Rick has been pointing out what's been going on in the upper echelon of professional sports. Yeah, Rick, what's his name? Butcher. Yeah, Rick has always been honest about LeBron. No, he doesn't make like mince words.
They cracked a joke on Rick Bucher, asking him why he still looks fairly young. And Rick Bucher fired back with this.
Now, not creatine. We talk about that human growth hormone, the peptides.
I hear it works for some people in the league really well. We're just going to leave it at that. Okay. Moving on. Yeah, we're not going to get the call.
Ouch. We know exactly who Rick Bucher is referring to, man. It's too obvious and it's too common. This dude literally said on a podcast that he didn't take the ESPN job he was offered because he didn't want to sit up there and talk about LeBron James all day.
Sensational.
Rick Bucher used to be on First Take. He had a couple of ESPN slots. He was on Fox with Acho, Shady McCoy, and Joy Taylor. All of a sudden, that network gets shut down, and Rick Bucher is minimalized to a podcast on iTunes and YouTube. You wonder why, right?
Yes.
This is the type of thing that the media won't cover, which I understand. They won't say things like this. They can't even tiptoe the line of these type of allegations, man, because it makes the NBA look bad. How is it the face of our league using PEDs and we're not saying anything about it? No wonder why everybody has their lips sealed when it comes to this topic.
Look at it. Look at this. Look at him. Watch this. Watch this shit.
Everybody sitting at a desk that's covering sports media knows these allegations more than likely are true. Because let's just put 2 and 2 together here. A guy that has been playing 23 years at 6'9", has been probably playing basketball younger than that, we know, is able to still outrun and keep up with the 20-year-olds. Something ain't right, bruh. Okay, I'm sure God didn't say, in the year 2003, I'm just going to make this one specific player. I'm going to draft him to the league. He's going to get drafted. His name's going to be LeBron James, right? So out of everybody that has ever picked up a basketball, I'm going to create him to where he just keeps going. He's the only player in the NBA that can play at age 40, 42, 41 years old and average 23 points. Out of everybody in this world, I'm going to just make this guy and this guy only the person that can do this. Who the hell out there believes that? Okay, you might.
Right. Exactly. Now, the Lakers do not want LeBron James back, but they also don't want the LeBron James backlash. See, the backlash of LeBron is just as brutal. Hold on 1 second as I try to fix this sabotage they got on the page. Now, getting back up to status quo, because that's where we're all trying to get to that level. If we're looking at this from a status quo standpoint, right, we're looking at a situation where we know what's going on with LeBron. And the more that people act like they're impervious to, like, we don't know anything. We don't need to know anything. It's like, really? Okay. Yeah, well, look, Rob, he knows what's going on when it comes to what the scenario is. And Eddie TV, shouts out to him for what he did, chopping that up with Rick from their podcast. But if we're going to look at things from the standpoint of LeBron James, his whole life is about deceit. Like, he's not a man of original thought. He's not a man that understands getting things the hard way. Of course, he's going to take care of his body. Most narcissists want to feel like they're perfection. So he's going to take every shortcut there is to get there because that's what they're about. They're about that. He said the Knicks versus Thunder got leaked out. I didn't need them to leak it out. Who didn't see this coming? We're just against what was coming. But now they better leak out when they get those buses painted again. They're not thinking about color schemes. They're trying to use the New York Knicks to do exactly what people thought in the whole process, right? Now, here's the thing. Luka doesn't want to play with LeBron. He does not. He's put up with it this is his first full season with LeBron. They had the half season, then this was his first full season of dealing with LeBron. And it was a headache. You dealt with pouting LeBron. And the reason why pouting LeBron missed the first 15 games talking about, oh, he had this condition where he had to miss the first 15 games of the season is because he was told that, hey, this season we're going to not play you this many minutes. You're going to have to come in as a role player. You're going to be the third option. He didn't like it. He did not like it. Did not come in liking his role. Once the Lakers got good and was actually playing well without him, he comes back in the lineup, screws everything up because he's fighting to be the second spot on the team. Then here comes Rich Paul out there. Man, I think LeBron should be the second option. And, we probably should have Austin Reeves coming off the bench. It's like, what the hell? Rich Paul, you don't know basketball. You're an agent. You're sabotaging a client, a player, when he's going for a contract. In his contract year, you out here trying to sabotage somebody who isn't your client. So it's like, then people started to wake up. Wait a minute, how is he able to do this? He's trash in the playoffs. He was coming off a natural injury. And he came back at the end of the Houston series and helped y'all win. And then in the next series, I mean, you played OKC. He had Cason Wallace on him. Do you know who Cason Wallace is? You know, he's on the all defensive team. You realize that, right? I tried to tell you about it, and you know, he embarrassed Bronny, and they was like, somebody's got to get Bronny off the ball. Right, because Bronny is not NBA material. They know that, and you put him in there with Cason Wallace defending him, he ripped that boy up. Probably ruined his whole career or thought about playing professional basketball. Bryce was not good enough to be on the court and should have been red-shirted the entire first year. He's a kid that's learning to play the game at a high level. None of the LeBron James children have been the stars of the team that they were on. So Sierra Leone or whatever they played at, it didn't look like this was something that they wanted to do or they needed to do. But let's get realistic with the situation. Bryce, no, you know why? Because they weren't playing at Compton Magic. They weren't playing nowhere. They have been sheltered their entire lives. Sheltered kids, meaning that y'all didn't play in those UCLA runs. Y'all ain't play against the dogs out there. Nobody took Bryce and them to the hood. Let them play against them boys. Dude, they would get cleaned up. Their whole confidence would be shattered. He grew up rich. They don't understand anything about life. LeBron didn't. Remember, LeBron was Kanan Stark. I've tried to tell people many different chances in the world. I tried to let them see, open their eyes, and say, you guys need to see this. Open your eyes, please. See it so that you can understand it and know what it is. Yes. That's why we have things like the Patreon. So we can discuss things that people don't normally discuss over here. Oh, 100%. So what you want to do is always make sure you're maintaining for perfection. That's what you really want to do. Sure, I'll show you one. There you go. This is my series. This episode 1. We got the 4-part episode of Raising LeBron. And you see how it mirrors Raising Canaan a lot. A lot. LeBron's life mirrors Raising Canaan.
What's good?
You got Raising LeBron. All 4 parts are on the Patreon, by the way. Oh, a very epic series. It's like you got to bring it to YouTube. I don't know. I think it's on the Patreon for a reason. LeBron would try to shut this down. Now, Dreamers Pro brought up something too. And when he brought up what happened with Rick once again going off on LeBron James, LeBron probably got him off television, and I understand it. I get it.
Thunder, we get a story, sources close to LeBron providing the juiciest details, that LeBron felt the organization didn't appreciate how he accepted being the third option behind Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, or that when Doncic and Reeves went down, he stepped up and helped lead them past the Rockets in the first round. As if Luke Kennard, Rui Hachimura, Marcus Smart, and DeAndre Ayton didn't all step up to beat a Rockets team that was exposed when Kevin Durant was available for only 1 game in the series. When it comes to putting out stories to draw attention from a more disastrous one, LeBron is second only to you-know-who. But LeBron being unhappy when he isn't the center of attention isn't something new. What the McMenamin story exposes for me is the dubious perspective of the people around him. All of us need our significant others, our colleagues, our friends, to save us from our worst impulses at times. We all have times where we feel compelled to say or do something that in hindsight isn't wise to say or do. That's when we need someone to pull us up and let us know that we might want to think twice about what we are about to say or do. Or if we've already said or done it, suggest that we not repeat it or keep it on the down low. Instead, LeBron's circle not only didn't offer a different perspective when it came to him being upset over not getting the game ball or feeling unappreciated because the Lakers are catering to their future, which also ignores the fact that the Lakers were at their best when Luka and Austin were the main cogs and LeBron accepted that supporting role. Those close to him apparently felt LeBron's hissy fit was warranted and told McMenamin about it so the world would know how the Lakers were mistreating the king. The reality is LeBron's demand to be treated a certain way because of what he has done is not how the NBA works. It's about what you're capable of doing and what it costs to have you do it. The cost isn't just about your salary either. It's about what it's like to spend 7 months of the year with you, the demands that you make, the expectations that you might have. Are you high maintenance or low maintenance? LeBron would engender an incredible amount of goodwill if he accepted that third option role and a contract commensurate with someone in that role. Will he? I don't know. But based on the McMenamin story, it doesn't sound as if his inner circle is going to push him in that direction.
So you heard what Rick Bucher had to say. What are my thoughts about this? I think Rick Bucher is 100% on the money. And a lot of LeBron guys are not going to like this. And I also want to say this as well. Isn't it interesting how all of these truth tellers never have shows on TV? Isn't that interesting? Why isn't Rick Bucher on TV? Why doesn't he have a gig at ESPN? I think he used to work there in the past. Why doesn't he have a gig? Do you think they will let somebody like Rick Bucher on TV?
Not anymore, Charles. Not anymore. And that is the reason why. Right. Shouts out to Charles, too. Doing a wonderful job. Telling the truth about LeBron James. I just don't understand why people who have these innuendos about moving in such a light. Yeah, they move in such a weird energy. Yeah, of course he unfollowed him on Twitter. LeBron had me removed off Twitter. No. If we continue to, what we say, follow the format of what others keep expecting of us to do, we constantly going to be putting this bad luck. Oh, yeah. I'm about to light the Patreon up, so get ready. That's about to go down. LeBron isn't a GOAT, so it's very easy to do. They only hate you when you're great. Yeah, Rob Parker tells the truth about him. Because the thing is, Rob Parker can't be on television. Rick was being invited back on Fox. He was on ESPN for a while, but then he was on Fox. He had a contract deal with Fox, and they kind of let the deal go, or he got paid out the rest of his contract. But Rick could be on any station he wants, but he's going to always speak the truth about LeBron James. So now that LeBron's power is dwindling down, you see the media is not going for him blaming the Lakers organization anymore because there's a new superstar there. There's Luka. And that whole brotherly love thing, it never was. Okay. He was like, I'm embracing Luka. It's going to be me and Luka. No, it ain't. Luka don't need you to win games. And once he gets you out the way, and the Lakers can be the Lakers under Luka, which they really want to do. They don't want you no more. The Lakers had you. They don't want you. The Lakers do not want no more LeBron James. This was a bad idea from the jump. And LeBron knows it. He was I got them to draft Bronny. I got them to do everything I wanted. This is too funny. And they kept going along with your bullshit. You created a whole show so that you can go ahead and come after everybody. You created a show where you go into this room, get drunk, and sit there and talk about everybody else and blame and throw people under the bus. Yep. Because, I mean, hats off to, the Mavs, they did what they had to do, but we didn't have anybody. We didn't have the rest of the pieces. Yeah, we had a good starting five. What do you think? Everybody's supposed to be a starter? Y'all were good enough to make it to the NBA Finals. Y'all had one of the best benches in basketball. Actually. So to say you didn't have enough to win that series is kind of mindless. When you had the same thing the previous year, the next year. You blamed Darvin Ham and got him fired when you handicapped him from actually coaching the game after he won more and got further than JJ with less. JJ had Luka and you and got less. He went to the Western Conference Finals and got y'all the in-season tournament. And y'all were out in the first round. After making it to the Western Conference Finals, JJ Redick won one game his first year, got y'all eliminated in the first round again. The next year, you make it to the second round and get swept. You don't even win a game. That's progress. You're not better than OKC, which is a championship team. NBC don't want you. They want you out. They tired. Everybody's tired of this LeBron James crap. It's over. Let's get back to doing what's necessary. Okay? Let's get back to doing what's necessary. Right. Everybody wants LeBron out of here, man. It's time. Old folks' time is over. Old folk time is over. It's over, folks. Where LeBron's gonna go, wherever he's gonna go, a championship is not going to follow. Send his ass to the Knicks. That's who y'all need. Send LeBron James over to the damn Knicks. We just tired of the song and dance. It's exhausting. None of your pundits can save you anymore. That's how you know it's over. When your gimmicks and tricks don't work no more. All right, Drake using all these YouTube influencers. Oh, they're gonna persuade people to go out. These people that their listening audience are kids. They don't have a dime in their pocket. That 0 to 14-year-old base that you looking at, that's who's listening to them, gaming with them. They don't have any money. Yeah, and you see this fool here. He embarrasses himself again. Every time. A kiss ass. Kiss ass for LeBron, kiss ass up to everybody. And all that kissing ass, they treat him just like an employee. And he convinces everybody he's a boss, but he goes nowhere. And notice, LeBron does nothing for black media. Nothing. He only partners with white media. Draymond never been on his show, never been with Brandon Marshall, The Pivot, Shannon Sharp, all the people that's kissing his ass. Matt Barnes is his guy. He went on road tripping only on a podcast with Richard Jefferson, only during the pandemic did he go on there and get on anything. But you ain't got shit to do, LeBron. You can't say you busy. You ain't got shit going on. So let that sink in. So I'll see y'all on the Patreon, and we out.